develop the new disciplines. And I'm like, okay, if I can do this, then I can do that. And it's just going to be better and better from there. Take it from me and Shani. Like, our story is not different from your story. Every single day. And I'm telling you, this life, I'm going to live this life.
Yep. And it's not, I like that you said that, because it's not just the one time. Like, sometimes you got to wake up and remind yourself, like, okay, I made a decision and I'm sticking to it. Mm-hmm. And when you up at, 3:00 in the morning working on something because you want this life, you want to be able to spend time with the kids, but still got paperwork to do, then you do it. And you remind yourself that I am doing this because it is so much greater than what I was limiting myself to before, what I thought I deserved. But now I know, I know that I deserve everything that God has for me. Everything and then some, right? So more than I can think or imagine, like, I deserve all of it. Every last bit. And I'm coming to get it. Why? Because one, I can be trusted. God knows that everything that he gives me, I'm not trying to keep it for myself. I am giving this thing away. Everything that I learned, I always say I'm dangerous with information. You give it to me, God, and I'm giving it away. Mm-hmm. Okay, I am giving it away because I will not go to the grave full.
Come on.
I'm going empty.
Yes.
Empty.
All out. Oh, I love it. You just gave me some Dr. Miles Monroe chills.
You can have it all.
I want to go to the grave empty. I'm going to pour it all.
Yeah, empty. Take it all. Take it all.
What am I going to do with it? Like, what is the grave going to do? Like, bury it on, like, what are we going to do with it? Like, let's learn how to pour it all out. Mm-hmm. And you know what my son said to me today? Like, my best friend, I call him my best friend. He said to me, what did he say to me today? He says that the reason why a lot of us don't show up the way we want to show up is because we've been constrained when we were younger.
Hey, before we get too far into the episode, I want to tell you about the Breakaway Calculator. This thing is absolutely amazing. Not only will it tell you how to reverse engineer your numbers so that you can make sure that the math is mathing and that you are meeting your income goals for the year, but it also tells you what you need to have in your offer suite, because you can't sell what you don't have, right? It also gives you a price point for each of those, like an ideal price point. But if you want to change it up, girl, do your thing. It's all you, okay? So not only does it break it down yearly for you, but it also breaks it down monthly and quarterly so that you can make sure that the math is mathing all the way through the year and help you to stay on track. If you want to get a copy of that, go to calculator.breakawayblueprint.com. All right, back to the episode. Yeah.
From we were born, we were told not to do, what to do, to sit down, to do the this, the this, the that, the that, the this, the this. Mm-hmm. So we are all so formed with the world constraint, right? And then he said that to me. I was like, that is so true. He said, why do you think people don't show up and do what they're supposed to do? Because they worry about how the world is going to perceive them.
Yeah.
I was like,
yep.
I was like, that's so true.
And so I've been thinking about something, and this is just on my heart to talk about now. I've been thinking a lot lately about homeschooling my kids. And I'm like, oh, I got to be with these jokers all day. I know I just said I love them, and I do. But damn, how am I going to get work done if they are here all day? And then, but I really, really haven't given it thought. And it's an expensive venture because you have to, get all the books and all the stuff that the, school would do, not for free because your taxes pay for it. And you still have to pay taxes even if you're homeschooling them. But I think it would be better for my kids, for my family, because really looking and evaluating how everything is, I don't want my kids to grow up feeling like they got to pee at a certain time. They got to eat at a certain time. They got to do, class changes. And yes, you want them to have structure. You don't just want them to be out here doing anything. But I'm learning that we were very, this is going to sound so controversial. I hope you're comfortable with this, girl.
You have the same mindset when it comes to the school system. So I want to hear what I feel like you're going to say what I know you're going to say.
Yeah. I low-key feel like it's like either... kind of like little prisons, right? And I know that is so controversial, but I listen to my kids and they're like, I was trying to tell my teacher something and she wouldn't even let me speak. And I was like, well, what were you trying to tell her? Because maybe you were disrupting the class, right? Because, you got to be respectful and all that. Well, no, I was just trying to tell her that I didn't understand it. So That's your job, teacher, lady. You're supposed to make sure that my kid understands what is going on. And so, we send our children to school because we are expecting that they will, learn something and it'll make them productive citizens. But then we got to think about what that means, right? By societal standards, these productive citizens, essentially it means workers, like worker bees. So they are training them to be able to go out there and be workers, not thinkers, not independent thinkers. And as someone who is an independent thinker, it is very hard for me to feel comfortable sending my children into that situation every single day.
You know what you said that? You saying this, it's like, it resonates with me because I was thinking of moving outside the country and just having my kids go to school like in the Caribbean where the culture is different, where they have a different school system. They have most of them is like the English school system, which is kind of better than the American school system. I do not want my kids to grow up with a mindset that they can't do what they want to do in the sense of that their abilities are limited. I remember when my older daughter, she's in 5th grade, they was having some award ceremony, and I guess she was clapping for her friends, and she was like, I guess she clapped aloud, and the teacher said she was being arrogant, I think the teacher said. So, I got her all the way together, right? So, me being who I am now, I don't have to go and curse out the teachers. I said, I think that word is kind of harsh for a 5th grader. I think if you would have told her that to use her inside voice, that would have been better. So, you have to, the teacher wants them to just sit and be like, that's not who God created us to be. We're created to move around and be creative, not to fall in line. So I was really, I asked them if they wanted to. My oldest said no, because she's in that age where she's with her friends. I'm like, girl, bye, whatever. And the youngest is like, yeah, let's go. Right?
Yep.
I don't pressure them to, I give my kids a free day every month. 1 month, I call it a mental health day. If they don't, the little one be taking too many days, I think. But if the, I mean, didn't not give, as soon as the month starts, she wants her day. Like the month started like Saturday. Today she's talking about her stomach. I'm like, Avery, you just chill. School over in a month. Like, just chill. I give them a mental health day because I want them to learn that if you're overwhelmed, it's okay to take time for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're overwhelmed, their kids, but I want them to start practicing that. So the big one don't want, I think she have like rollover days. But the little one, she uses her day every month and she just chill and she just hang out with me and she be in the office and we sit and we watch TV. And I'm teaching her that your self-care, your mental health is so much more important and stuff like that. I hate when, like, I'm very involved in their school. Like, they know me. Like, I show up at all the events. Now that I can show up at all the events. I go on all the trips. I'm at all the bake shows. They be wanting me to pack the PTA bags. I'll be like, listen, that's not what I'm doing. I show up at the meetings. Like, but I'm able to do that because I manage my time, which is a great thing about entrepreneurship. But it's like, I don't know with the school system. I want my kids to be entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
I want entrepreneurs. I don't want, and I feel like you said, I feel like the school system is like a prison, but not. They just get out at 3:00.
Yeah,
they get field time. They get court time. What do they call it? In prison, I don't know. That's what I feel like.
Recess or listen. My daughter told me, and this it still bothers me. I was disturbed by it. She's like, so today the screen was on red, and so everybody had to be super quiet, or we were going to get in trouble. And I'm like, what does that mean? The screen is on red. So apparently when they're at lunchtime, if they start getting too loud or if the teachers decide that, no, we don't want noise, then the screen goes to red. And so everybody, all the children in the cafeteria then have to be quiet. And I'm thinking, okay, so they're not allowed to talk in class. And I get that, right? It can be disruptive for those who need, quiet to learn and all that. Okay, I respect your process. They're at an age now, they're not really getting like recess and all of that. And so the only opportunity that they have to actually like socialize and interact in a positive and meaningful way would really be at lunchtime. And you then want them to be silenced? So you want these kids to sit here and be quiet all day? I'm sorry, if you don't have enough Advil or Aleve, excuse me, enough Advil or Aleve to tolerate the level of noise that these kids are going to bring, then maybe you should not be in education because they're going to make noise.
But
that's why it's not for everybody. I can't be a teacher.
But doesn't it sound like a cubicle job? Like you don't make noise, you just sit there all day, you clock in at 9 o'clock. That's what it sounds. That's what it's like. Like I remember when I went to my daughter's school, and the teachers, like these were like first graders, and she was like, "Oh, be quiet, stay in the line, don't make noise." I'm like, they're first graders. They're like 5 and 6 year olds. They're not going to stay in line. Like they're not going to just not talk. They're going to want to talk and talk to the person behind them.
Hey ladies, I know that you're enjoying the episode, and so I will not take too long of a time. I just wanted to talk to you guys. I'm on my way to go pick up my daughters from school, and I want to talk to you really quickly about how you can make the change and kick your 9-to-5 in the butt and let it all go and work from home, doing exactly what you love, using everything that you already know. So one of the biggest hurdles for me was really trying to figure out, like, how am I going to replace my income? Like, how much money do I need to make this thing happen? What exactly is my quit budget? So I'm going to help you out. If you need to figure out exactly how you can replace your income, what that number looks like, how many people will it take for me to get to that point? I got you, sis. So go ahead and go to www.mommymogulmentor.com and sign up right now. And for absolutely free, I will give you your breakaway calculator to tell you exactly how much you need to fire your job. Love you.
And I'm looking at these kids like, I don't know about the school system. I feel the same way about the school system that how you feel. And I'm trying to figure it out, like,
you know, I think
I'm really, I don't know if I would homeschool them or I would pay somebody to homeschool them.
And so I've been doing research on this actually, because I can't teach them. I am not smarter than the 5th grader in a lot of aspects. I am grown enough to admit my deficiencies. I'm smart, but like when they bring this math and they got little boxes and stuff now for like regular, 1800 times 15. I'm like, why you need all the little boxes? And I don't understand it. So I said, well, I can't teach y'all because no, I'm going to teach y'all how I learned. And apparently that's not how they do it now. That's not the cool way to learn math. So there are programs where it's the same way that they were like during COVID, everything was online. They can go online certain hours of the day, and there's certain tasks that they have to do. And like here in Georgia, they only have to go to school like a certain amount of days for the year. So you can structure it however you want to. Like if you want to go to school 4 weeks at a time, or if you want to do a 4-day work or 4-day school week or something like that, you can. So it offers a lot more flexibility without you really having to feel as a parent like you have to be there to teach them all the things. It's really you have to be there to make sure that they're like doing all the things because they're still kids and they're going to, try to get away with stuff. But there are ways around it. And so for me, it's like, I think it's very doable, and we'll see if they go back to school next year. Like after this summer, we'll see if they go back.
Do you think it will impact their social skills?
So I did take that into consideration too. I know for my older daughter, it would probably be a little tougher for her because she's a social butterfly. My little one is like, nah, I'm good. I don't like people. I don't like people like that. But I think that with having that freedom, there are ways that we could get them to interact with like people in the neighborhood. There are co-op opportunities, which are like homeschool children that do worry about, their parents are concerned with like their social skills. So they actually go there like 2 days a week so that they can have kids, other homeschool kids that they can socialize with and all of that. So there are opportunities, to do that too. I remember when I was growing up, homeschooling was very like, oh, they're homeschooled, they're weird. They must have like fungus on their forehead or something. Like it was just like, it was very taboo. Like we don't do that, We don't homeschool children, right? That's weird. But now I think it's very like, well, why haven't we been thinking of this all along? And there are more resources to make it doable for parents who are busy. And I think, if we're evolving as people for our business and our families, then I just feel like this is a natural next progression. Like we realize like, oh man, I could have been somewhere a lot further if I wasn't so indoctrinated early in my life. And so, if I can pull them out before it gets too bad, because how many people know exactly how to say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. At my big age, I still know every single word. Why? Because every morning they had us do the Pledge of Allegiance. That is literally the definition of indoctrination.
That's so true.
Literally.
And with them homeschooling, I think that as a mom, that's a business owner, your time is better, right? You don't have to be like, I have to be in Atlanta Monday through Friday because I have to drop the kids after school and I have to pick them up. You would be more, like COVID was like the best time, right? COVID was like the best time. Like you can go here and there. You just jump on the computer. You do your work and stuff like that. I don't think my big daughter will go for it because she's into her friends, but the little one will. So it's something I did think about also, and I'm like, but I wouldn't do it. I would get a program and stuff like that. But I really worry about the school system. I don't like the school system. I do not like the school. Sorry, teachers. It's not your fault. But
I respect teachers, and I really hope that if everybody at some point decides to pull their kids out and homeschool them, that y'all will tutor the kids online. There's still a space for you, right? This is how you get into entrepreneurship. There you go, that insurance policy, right? Like if you're hearing that more people are thinking about homeschooling their children and you're a teacher, then you may want to say, how can I make that work for me? I have the education, I have the experience, and I have the expertise. Package that up. Either call me or Shaneika. We'll help you put it together in the package. All right? We'll help you package it up so you can be profitable.
That's so true.
Boom. See, I told you I love to sell.
Yeah, package that thing. Come on. Let's get them visions clear. Yeah.
Yes, package it up. Well, girl, I done had you for an hour and a half. And I want to be so respectful of your time because I definitely want to have you back because this conversation was just too good. Too good. And it took a life of its own. I did not ask not one question that I had here to ask. Not one question. But before we go, I like to do a segment called Wait One Mommy Mogul Minute. Ooh. And this is basically you can tell a funny story about something that happened with kids, although we've already talked about like all the funny things with our kids, or you can give like a mommy mogul hack. So I always share my two favorites, which is SudShare for laundry and Walmart delivery for groceries, because amen to both of those things. I do not like laundry and I spend way too much money when I take my ass in Walmart. So what is a good mommy mogul hack that, something that you do that like really helps you balance this whole motherhood and entrepreneurship?
The best mommy mogul hack I am putting into place right now is I order my groceries on Kroger's. So when I order them, they come early. So that's a good thing because I hate going to Walmart. Like, Walmart want to turn me into an employee. Like, I got to shop and pack my bags and catch myself up.
Hello. So glad you said that.
I do not get a check from Walmart. Y'all stop playing games. Another mommy hack that I'm really implementing is having my younger ones be independent. Like I'm teaching my older daughter how to cook, and they're doing their own laundry. Because listen,
nice.
Listen, we need to get y'all independent because mommy got plans for her life. So
thank you. Thank you.
So grocery delivery is a really good one because you already have your list. You just reorder it. It's like $10 for the delivery, whatever. It's the convenience of it. So get all my groceries because where I live, Walmart is like a half an hour, and then Publix is right there, but it's a little bit more expensive than Kroger's. So Kroger's with the groceries. Yeah,
it is. It has saved my life. I was talking to Monica, and she said one of the things that she likes to do is she actually has a housekeeper who comes in. I think she said like twice a month or something like that to like make sure like do the deep cleaning stuff. And I'm like, I've been thinking about so really and truly, I feel guilty for not getting one because I can afford it. But I feel guilty like, damn, are you just getting way too lazy now? You ain't doing your laundry. You ain't picking up your groceries. You don't want to clean either. Like, I feel very bad about it. So I haven't
so bad.
made a decision yet, but
what's the lady's name?
Maybe I should stop feeling bad about that.
There's I forgot her name. She talked about we should all be millionaires. Her name is on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember her. Rachel Rogers. So she said one of her $1 million move was getting a housekeeper, getting a nanny, and getting a chef to come in and meal prep for her and her family every day. Because when you're moving from a space to millions of dollars, you have to account for every single minute of your day. And you can't take an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours going to the grocery store, cleaning your house, doing the laundry, making meals for your kids. Like, those are not top priority things to move you to $1 million, or we should all be millionaires, or however it goes. So, girl, listen, I'm trying to get me a nanny. That's one of my things. And a house. Well, I make the kids clean, so I don't really need the housekeeper. They clean. Listen.
I feel like that gives me such a headache. Like every time I'm like, can y'all clean y'all bathroom? Like, it's your mess. I don't go in there. Can you clean your bathroom? What you making a face for? It's your mess. Like, I didn't do it.
I clean the girls' bathroom. I clean their bathroom, but when they come to their room and vacuuming in their laundry, that's on them.
Yeah.
I make them do that. I don't care how you pack it out. That's on you. You know, I'll help her because she's short. She can't reach the top of the thing. But when it comes to that, I'm teaching them how to be independent.
Yeah.
At that. So I don't have to do a lot of this stuff. You know, I don't want to do it anyway. I want to do my own laundry.
It's the like the kitchen. Like, I do not like doing laundry, and I do not like washing dishes. And I will put the dishes in the dishwasher, and I'll run it, and I'll be like, yes, I did something. And then I'm like, oh, now I gotta unpack it.
My dishes be sitting there for a good week. And I'm like, I'm gonna run it again. Let me run it again.
Yeah, just in case. Because it's like airtight, right? So when you close it, like, shit get moldy in there. So you gotta like keep it.
Washer. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna run it again. And then I forget again. I think them dishes in my dishwasher be sitting there. I'm like, where are all the parts in the dishwasher? I'm like, okay, I gotta run it again. And then I be forgetting. I hate doing dishes.
And I had a whole routine. Like when I was working, I had a routine that every night I would come home and like every time we used something, I would load up the dishwasher. And then like every 2 days, because we weren't using a lot of, stuff. It was just the three of us. So every 2 days I would run the dishwasher and then I'd unpack it. And I feel like I was more organized then than I am now. I don't know how the hell, because technically I'm supposed to have more time now that I don't like clock in anybody's job. But I feel like I don't have the time. I do not have the time. So on Fridays, I pack up all the girls' clothes. I pack up whatever little clothes because I be in the house all the time, sweatshirt and some spandex pants. That's my life. And so I pack it up and I go on the little app and I get the sweatshirt people to come. And the next day my laundry is done and it smells wonderful. And I'm happy and less stressed out. And I'm just like, you know what? To hell with it.
That's why you have money. You have money so you can experience things in life that you have never experienced. You have money so you can manage your time. If laundry wasn't one of your things, now you have the money to pay somebody to do your laundry. If there's nothing wrong with not wanting to clean your house. If that's not your thing, I don't want to get up and clean the toilet. I don't care if I use it. I'm gonna get somebody to come in that probably enjoy it. Just gonna clean my toilet. And I have money for it, I'm going to do that. I don't like washing dishes. I'm going to get a housekeeper to come in and deep clean my house every month or every other week or whatever the case may be. This is why I work. This is why I have the money. This is why I'm managing my time. This is why.
Yeah. Yep. I have a friend who she owns a cleaning company. And I'm like, listen, I need you to expand your business over here to Georgia so I can hire you, your company to come and help me out with some stuff. I'm like, girl, I can help you. Like, let's help you, let's grow it. Let's grow the business because I am really trying to get out of these dishes.
I think that's the thing.
It is not my cup of tea.
Mommy Mogul is sometimes you get stuck in the mommy role too. Like you get stuck in that I still have to do all the mommy stuff and not looking at I can get somebody to do some of the mommy stuff and move to the entrepreneurship role smoothly. Girl, let me get this nanny. You won't see me in Jamaica every week.
Because when you say, "Oh, I'm looking for a nanny," I said, "That's how she's gonna travel. That's how you gonna travel all the time."
They fine. Like I travel with them. Like they not a problem to travel, but I want to go by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then too, like, so yes, like you said, we are mommies, we are moguls, but we're still women, right? And so, like, for me, having Mommy Mogul Mastery is because it's not just about being the mommy, it's not just about being the mogul, but it's also about being the mastered woman. And so you have to take that time for yourself. You have to set that example, again, because your girls are watching, right? And they're like, Mommy always took time for herself. She always gave us an opportunity to take time for ourselves. So it's natural to them. It's not, they're not sitting here like me feeling bad about, hiring someone to come in and do something I don't want to do. I ain't never want to do it.
They made me do it.
It's never been my ministry.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you have to definitely take time out for yourself. However, whatever your time is, if it's going to the spa, if it's going to get your nail, whatever it is, do something nice for yourself. My thing is, every 3 months, at the end of every quarter, I hit my goals. I'm going to an island. Like, I'm going somewhere. 5 days. If y'all want to go to school, that's on y'all. It's y'all education. Don't put that in. Edit that out. They're going to come for me.
Well, you know what Myron Golden says. Myron Golden said that he told his kids, you just get through high school. That's it.
That too.
Just get through high school. Like, this whole going to college and all of that. First of all, like, you can go to college. You can get the bachelor's degree. And then they're like, well, for this position, we're requiring a master's degree. Okay. So you go and you get the master's degree. But then there's so many people who have a master's degree that you're still not looked at like now how do you stand out from the rest? Well, you need to have experience. Well, shit, I was getting the master's degree. I was not getting the experience, like I was getting the thing you said you needed. Listen, I want my kids get learn your ones and twos and your ABCs. Let's get let's get the education part done, okay? So that the people of the state do not come for me, and then let's get you paid, okay? Because that's what it's about. Let's get you paid.
Yes, I want my kids to be entrepreneur, and my son is definitely going. When my son finished high school in when did he graduate? Jesus fixed it. In 2021, and he finished high school like almost 2 years ago. I wanted to be this college mom, right? I want him to go to college. I'm going to go make his dorm. I'm going to do all of this. I'm going to drop him off. That boy came to me and told me he didn't want to go to college. I felt like crying at that point, because at that point, I thought it was, the best thing for him. But he never liked it school. But I'm very happy that he made the decision. Like, he's like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't like school. It's not going to teach me nothing. You're just going to waste your money. I said, but I want you to go.
Yeah.
I want it for you. I want to be a college mom. Like, I want it.
Yeah.
And now he's on a journey to like self-discovery, finding himself, entrepreneurship. And it's the best decision that he has made. And I was like, people like, he's not going to school. And people used to tell me basically they would say that he's going to fail if he didn't go to college. And I had to get somebody all the way together. Ooh. I said, well, you sitting on the couch, you're like 60 something and you don't got a career. And you telling me I got to send my son to school. Woo! Said, well, I think he should be doing something. I think he should have went to college. I think he should do this because it would make him better in his future. I'm like, well, you went to college and you're sitting on the couch. You don't even got a job. You got a job, not a career. It's the difference.
Yeah.
So, I had to take a lot of especially with the culture thing, I had to take a lot of heat from it, but I had to stand up and be like, well, that's not what he wants to do. I'm not going to force him to go to college. He knows what he wants to do. And Jaden is very smart. He'll figure it out. Please leave us alone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Well, we just went to the event for Ashley Kirkwood, right? Black Women Sell Live. And one of the things that she did, she demonstrated, right, that your people will tell you that it is great to go to college and to spend thousands of dollars on an education that you may or may not use and that you cannot get your money back for. Whereas if you spent $30,000 on coaching that would take you and propel your business to multiple millions of dollars, you don't want to do that. You're afraid to do that because, but it just seems so non-traditional. Yeah. And you know, all the people who are making money are non-traditional people. They are independent thinkers who said, I am not going to do what everybody else is doing. They're all going that way. I'm taking my butt that way because there's more opportunity there. There's more room for me to grow there. Over here seems really saturated. Let me go over there. So it is a non-traditional people who have seen success, right? All the businesses that we are out here working for, those are the non-traditional, independent thinkers, right? So
like Amazon, like who would think that I could get my package when I order it at 10 o'clock? Because, you know, I live in Florida, so they have the Amazon warehouse right here. I could get a package by 3 o'clock. I could get anything I want. I paid the extra. I know it's extra, like... But who will think that? Like, he thought outside the box. Like, Apple, like, I'll die for like, Apple products. I'm like a groupie.
God, me too. Everything right here is Apple. Everything.
Keyboard, everything is Apple. So it's like, you are so right. Like, you have to think outside the box. We have to learn how to step outside the box and not be afraid. I live outside the box. Yeah. I didn't even like the color in the line. I color outside the box because that's where I'm going to be able to pour everything out that's in me. In the box is going to cap me. I can't, it's just there's so much I could put in the box. But outside the box, I'm going to let it flow.
First of all, I can't even fit inside the box. I can't. Like, ain't no box big enough for me, right? All this that I got going on, ain't no box big enough.
Come on with the vision. Ain't no box.
I used to catch so much shit for this at my job. Every job that I've ever been to. Not even just the last one, but the one before that, the one before that. Because they were like, girl, you just got to learn how to play that game. Well, first of all, I don't know where the piece is at for the game. I don't know the rules of the game. Ain't nobody showed me the board for the game. I'm not playing y'all game. And if you show me the board for the game, I'm going to tear that shit up. Because I don't want to play by anybody else's rules. I just don't. I never have. So when I say like the box can't fit me, I'm so serious about that because I will poke holes listen, I'm going to have a big toe out this side. I'm going to have an arm sticking out this side. Like I cannot fit in whatever box they try to put me in. That is not how God built me to be.
That is so true.
And I used to think like when I was younger, like, girl, you got too much personality. You got too much spice. You're just talking to them too spicy. Like, they don't want to hear that. But then I'm like, but I can't be quiet. I don't know how. I gotta be out here. I gotta be authentically me because y'all find another box. I don't know. You could. You can't nothing fit me.
That's and you know what's so powerful about us is that we as African American right now. I know that life has not always been fair to us. I know this thing that's everything that has happened to us, racism and stuff like that. But we have right now, God is so amazing that right now he has given us a platform like this where we can talk, social media, where we can talk, we can speak our opinion, whoever like it or not. So it's very important that we show up in a way that's going to empower other young ladies and other women of our kind of our race to show them like, wait, they're doing it. I can do. So we have to take our assignment very, very serious. The one that God placed in our life. We have to take it serious and we have to know that our assignment is not for us. It's for those that are coming after us.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think... That is all right.
I'm very passionate about like the things that God is doing because listen, I could have gave up, but I'm very passionate about it. And yeah, I'm doing a lot of social media now because I want everybody to know my story. Like I just like, and that was for me. Like I was like, no, I know. What if I don't say the right words? Now I'll be like, But now it's because when you was like, oh, you can do it in Instagram. I was like, I could do it in Instagram. I could post it on Instagram. When you told me that, that's why I was like, I did not know that. See, What you don't know the information to, right? That's
there you go.
So when you told me that, I was like, I could do that. Oh, it's all reels from here.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap now. Listen, now I'm at the point, I'm like, well, how I get on somebody's stage? Because I got things to say. Like, I just know that someone could be blessed. Like when I show up and I tell someone, like, this is where I am now. Like I am living my best life right now. And not that, where I am, like Coriel posted something on her Instagram and she was like, I'm not in competition with anybody else. I'm not jealous of anybody else. I'm jealous of me like 5 years from now because she got everything I want. Right. So I'm not like looking at my life like this is as good as it's going to get, but I'm living my best life right now. You know what I mean? And so when I look back on how I was and like being in abusive relationships and wondering how the hell did I get there? Cause I'm not the type of chick that niggas beat on. Like, that men beat on. Right? Like, I'm not that girl. How the hell did I end up in this situation? Right? Like, I am strong and I am powerful. Like, and so I know that there's women out there who are like, girl, I be wondering the same thing. I remember like going to like those outreach things for like women who have been in abusive relationships, like what do they call, like the groups or whatever that they tell you to go
like
to?
AA,
and so
something like that.
Yeah, like an AA version of, you got your ass beat, right? So I went to these meetings.
Edit that out. I'm done.
I don't know I'm so sorry. Please don't be offended,
I don't want
right?
that we're laughing about domestic violence, so I'm gonna put a disclaimer. No, we're not laughing.
We're not laughing about. I
was in an abusive relationship too with my daughter's father, and so we're not laughing at domestic violence. What we're saying is that we have overcome it. So
yes,
we can talk about it, and it's not part of our hurt anymore. It's not holding our feet down. It's not the thing that's going to stop us from moving forward and being great. Okay, go ahead, girl.
Yes. I'm glad you clarified. Okay.
I'm like cancel culture.
Cancel her. I don't like her. Girl, listen, I can laugh about it now because I done cried about it plenty of times.
Yes.
Plenty of times, right? So here I am. I show up to this meeting. And, they're talking about how, like, really, like, intimate stuff about, like, mentally how they were broken down and physically how they were broken down and how they were afraid to leave. And I'm thinking, I am not these women. I am not these women. And I had to check myself because, yes, you are exactly these women because you were broken down mentally. And then I thought, wow, how did someone who loves themselves so much, someone who is so powerful, how did I end up being in this situation? And it happens really subtle. Yeah. It happens over a long period of time, and you just don't even see it coming because you're like, well, I just love this person and I care about this person and I just want to see them win. And you don't even realize that it's at the detriment to yourself, right? And I was just like, how the hell did I end up in this? So I want to be able to tell women, like, it's okay. It is okay that this thing happened to you because it does not define you. It does not make the same way I felt like, no, I am not these women. On one hand, yes, I had been these women. But on the other hand, I was still holding on to the fact that I am not the kind of woman that this happens to. And that is what pulled me out. Yeah. Holding on to that reality that I am not the kind of woman who goes through this. That is what pulled me out. That is because if I had given into, like, yes, I'm the kind of woman who deserves to be hit, like that limiting belief, I would have stayed right there. And so I know that there's somebody out there who's listening who's like, man, yeah, I kind of wondered, why did he do it? Like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? You didn't do nothing wrong. He got a problem. Yeah. He got a problem.
Yeah, you definitely didn't do it. I was in an abusive relationship too. And now I look back and I saw the red flags. We was at it was actually like 9 years ago around this time, and we was at a friend birthday party, and he said I was dancing with somebody, but I'm not that girl, right? I'm not gonna go out and embarrass you. We're together in a relationship. We have 2 kids, well, my son and my daughter, before I had my baby. And he pulled me out of the party in front of all of my friends and pulled me outside and hit me. But I got hit, but I didn't feel the hit. Yeah. It was like I got hit and like my tooth went through my mouth and there's like a thing right here. Like, wow. Yeah. And I got hit and I was like, did you just, like, you kind of trying to figure out, did he just hit you? Like, did you just hit me?
Like, no. This did.
It feels like he hit me, but so I'm rationalizing with that, and I just went blank. Like I never went blank before, and he got arrested. But you know what the crazy thing is about Shani? I never told the story. I bailed him out the next day.
Oh, girl, me too. Me too. Me too. Okay, Okay.
Not the next week. Let me listen. So I'm here with my mop busted up, right? I'm here looking like Mary J. Blige from "I'm Not Going" from the Waiting to Exhale video with the guys gonna go down to the courthouse, talking about when you guys gonna let him out. And the police officer that took my report when I am bleeding because I had on a nice dress because it was like period gala black and white right thing, and I'm just blooded up. And then this girl I went to school with sitting next to me, she's over there praying for me. And all of that, all I was thinking about is he okay? I don't want him to get up.
Yep.
I went down to the courthouse to bail this man out, and I felt so ashamed when my lip busted.
Yeah.
These officers like just looking at me like, like if somebody is so disappointed in you. And I can remember his face from now to now. And I bailed him out. And I lost myself.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm Shaneika. Like, I'm that girl. Like, you don't hit. Like, but I was so lost. I didn't know who I was. Like, it was like being in an abusive relationship is a lot of layers to it. Especially when kids are involved. It's a lot of layers in it. So when those women are like, one woman, like, I couldn't leave, I couldn't this, I couldn't that, because it's the mind. Like, like he's so nice. I'm like he be so nice. And be like, is that really him? And then I saw my friends in abusive relationship, and in our culture, it's like, well, if he don't hit me, he don't love me. Girl. So I saw that. So it was like an okay in our culture. Oh, you and your boyfriend is fighting. It's okay. It was accepted.
Yep. Like, sometimes it happens, Sometimes, what did you do?
He didn't hit me. We're fighting.
Yeah. Because I damn sure didn't hit him back.
He beat your ass. So I had to get over a lot of that type of abuse. I never thought, like you, I never thought I would see myself in an abusive relationship. Never.
Yep. I did not see it coming. We were young and in love and just stupid and full of emotions. And when he picked me up and threw me down, and like I felt the spine of the chair right on my tailbone, and I thought, oh, I'm not gonna be able to walk no more. Because I like literally just kind of rolled off, and I thought, I am not gonna be able to walk after this. That pain that like shot up my spine. And then it didn't stop there, right? Because, I couldn't stop because my mouth, spicy, always been spicy. So if I could not hit him back, I was just convinced that I was going to talk my shit. I'm going to piss you off so bad because that's all I got right now. And so he went for my face and like, boom, right in my nose. And it was swole up like 3 times the size, and there was blood everywhere. And I was just like, it's all over my clothes. And I'm just like, how the hell did I end up in this situation? And I spent the whole next day gathering, because we was broke, gathering up all my DVDs, all of my my VHS tapes, like everything I had, my printer, the VHS player, everything that we had that I thought I could pawn so that I can get the money to bail him out. And then barely had gas in the car. I probably could have used that money to put gas in the car. Because, I couldn't go to work because I was looking like this, and I didn't have, any more time off, any more, sick days and all of that stuff. Like, they let me go. And instead of using the money to get my own self together, no, I used that money to go bail him out of jail. And then when it was time for him to, do the thing where they let him out on the ROR, what is arraignment or whatever, I was just like, oh my God. And I'm crying, and his sister's there holding my hand, and she's just like, are you okay? Is everything gonna be all right? And I'm just like, what kind of, I don't want to cuss that bad, but like, what kind of foolishness is really going on? And the thing is, none of this, I told my parents none of it, because I just knew that if I told them, they were gonna make me come home. And I was like, no, because I love him and I want us to make it work. And so my parents would not have been the people to say, well, no, that's, like, you guys are just fine. My parents are not that, because they have been together since they were 16, and they have been like the ideal relationship that I want to have. So everybody that I end up with, I always stay a little too long because I'm like, well, maybe it can be like my parents. Maybe if I can just get him over this hurdle, then it'll be better. And that's kind of what I was going through with him. We were so young. We were like 19, when we met. And I thought, no, if I let go now, then like that dream of being with someone in my teens is going to go away. Because I ain't a teenager no more. Like, I got to make this thing work. But I remember for a long time, I didn't talk about it. I didn't really process it. Nobody around me understood what that was like. And I was choosing not to identify with the women who were going through it. So I felt really isolated. And then I found myself back in the same situation with somebody else. And I thought, what do you do? Like, are you just not seeing the signs, or do you just not feel like you're worthy of better? And honestly, it wasn't until I had my daughter that I decided that it was time for me to go, because I wanted that relationship to work too. We have, a kid together. Like, I don't want to leave, like if I leave, then I felt like I failed. Mm-hmm. And so, but when he hit me while I was holding her, and she was 6 months old at the time, and I had her in my arms, and he was like literally like punching me in the head, I thought, even if I don't love myself enough in this moment, I definitely love her enough. And that is what convinced me to go. It was my daughter that convinced me to leave, because I didn't love myself, honestly, enough.
Yeah.
And so that changed like my whole life. And I haven't looked back since. I've been doing, the single mother thing since then. Then I didn't even realize that I was pregnant at the time. So while he was hitting me holding one child, I also was carrying our second child. Oh, wow. And so just thinking like what that could have done to her, like how that could have, I had to go.
It sounds so similar to me. Like right after that, I got pregnant with my second daughter. And I was like, they gonna think I'm a fool.
Yeah.
And she just having a whole nother.
You still?
Girl. But like, I look at everything in life now as a learning lesson. Like, I'm not saying for anyone to be in an abusive relationship. It's like, I felt like it was something I ran from, but I ran into it. Mm-hmm. I was like, I would never be in a abusive relationship, and I ran into it. And it's so crazy because when I see him now, because it's so crazy, he lives like a half an hour from me. Like, I'm like, what the hell?
Like, you couldn't move no further? I'm just saying.
It's so crazy. You know what's so crazy? We all moved down in Florida at the same time. I'll tell you the story off camera. Like, what? I'm like, Jesus. This is not what you told Abraham to leave his people. But it's
that
like,
part.
Going to therapy, she told me that if you forgive somebody, you have to have compassion for them. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't able to forgive him until recently. I said I forgave him, but I wasn't. Anytime I spoke to him, I used to be angry. Like, what you calling my phone for? Like, that's just me, because I wanted to hurt him like how he hurt me. But going to therapy, I had to have compassion for him, to see the good in him, to know that, yes, he did do this to me, but that's not who he truly is. Now, I don't say I trust him. Like, you get past the door. I'm not saying that, but I forgave you because now I have compassion for you. Now I know that you can be a good person, but not with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that helped me a lot with therapy. Helped me a lot even to get through that abusive relationship, because I really had nobody to talk to. And if you would tell people would make it seem like it's your fault. You deserve to. You deserve to get hit. So it's like, okay, I can't tell anybody. They think I deserve it. I just kept this to myself, and you don't know how much of that eats you up, and it eats at your self-esteem.
Because you're just alone. You feel alone.
You feel so.
My therapist asked me, she said, okay, we have talked about all the mental and physical abuse that you sustained while you were with him. But my one question to you is, if you had an opportunity to talk to him right now and ask him why, and ask him, a question, what would it be? And I said, well, I'd want to know why. Why did he choose me? I'm a good girl. I come from good family. I have a good upbringing. Like, why me? Why'd you want to break me? Why not somebody who, one of your little hood rat friends that's already broken? Why me? And she said, what if he never told you the truth? Or what if he did tell you the truth and you didn't believe him? And I thought, well, that would suck. She said, but my point is, why don't you just, instead of asking why don't you just accept that this is what happened? This is a thing that happened in my life, but this is not the thing that defines my life, and just move on. And I thought, well, this is a very strange thing coming from a therapist, because aren't you supposed to fix me? Like, aren't you supposed to fix whatever made me, let him in the first place? Like, you fired, but she said no. She said, because your mind wants to constantly know the why. And she's right. Mm-hmm. My mind wanted to know the why. She said, but that doesn't change what happened. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't change how you move forward. So you have to learn how to move forward without knowing the why. And that little piece of advice has helped me in every aspect of my life, because I always want to know the why. When I get a flat tire, Lord, why me, Jesus? Why me? And I'm like, what? The tire's still flat. I got a spare. By the grace of God, thank you. And then someone will come and I'll be like the damsel in distress, because I don't know how to change a tire, and someone will help me before I even have to call, AAA. Somebody will come and be like, oh, ma'am, would you like help? So I stopped worrying so much, and it's in my nature for the why to come up, but then I always check myself and I'm like, oh, all right, forget the why. It happened. How do we fix it? So I don't know if that's going to help somebody or bless somebody, knowing that it does not have to define who you are. Yes, you've been through a bad thing, but that should not be a limiting belief.
Yeah. I think we ask the why also is because we don't want to blame ourselves, right? We don't want to feel responsible for what happened, right? Because when it comes to abuse, it's not our fault. But in certain situations, we want to know why, because I don't want to be the reason. I don't want to be the why. I don't want to take on the blame. So that's in most situations why we ask why. Like, why did you do that? Like, why? Like, why is this? Like, is it my fault?
Well, for me, I actually blame myself way too much. I actually always assume that I am the why. Mm-hmm. And so that's equally dangerous, because it is very hard to have a balance. Like, there's people who are like, oh no, I'm not taking responsibility for that. They hit me. I'm like, oh, it was my mouth. It was my mouth. If I would have just shut my mouth, maybe I wouldn't be in this situation. And that really, that's wrong. It shouldn't be that, But I always blame myself first. If something is not going right, I have that tendency. So that's something that, I ain't got my mindset all the way together. We show up every day, right? Just trying to be better. And so once you're aware of something,
I want to give you a little hack, right? I want you to give you a little hack when things are going wrong or things are going not what you see, like you feel like they're supposed to. Ask yourself, God, what is the glory you're trying to give me? Because in everything that is you seem like is out of alignment or is going wrong when you're doing all the right things, that means that there's a glory that's coming. It's like the pot is boiling, right? It's like the pot and it's bubbling and the lid is about to take off, and it just seems like it's so much pressure. Yeah. But you're in the pressure, like TD Jakes said, you're in the crushing. And when you're in that stage, you really can't see the glory. But what I've learned to do is, like, when things are going wrong, even in business, when the contracts are not contracting, when the employees are not showing up to work, I said, wait, there's too much wrong going on. There's a glory coming.
I love that.
Right?
I love that.
Like, okay, God, where's the okay, there's the glory. So then I start thinking like, okay, there's a glory. Where is it coming from? And 100% of the time, the glory is something out of my expectation.
Yeah. That is so true. That is so true. Every time I have been in a season of pressing, every time I come out better than when I went in. It is always something a blessing around the corner. So yeah, that's absolutely right. Oh, I needed that little reminder. I needed that. Yeah.
Glory, the glory.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's so good. All right, girl. There's gonna be 2 episodes right here. This episode 3 and 4. It's a whole 2 episodes right here. Like
it's always good talking to you. You gotta,
yes,
you know, like when you're doing when you come back from Africa. I know you said you wanted to do your stuff for your mom. You know, I love me the turnpike, so I'll drive on the turnpike to come to Atlanta. You know, I love it.
Yes,
It's just one straight ride. I just like getting with my kids, like having somewhere to go to. Where Mommy going? I'm going to another conference again.
Yeah, we going somewhere. Mind your business. Get in the car.
So just let me know, and you know I'm always there to support everybody. I imagine us a year from now, 2 years from now, being on stages, selling from stages. Like I was even telling Shima, like it's going to be amazing. Let's just stay in the purpose that God had for us. Don't tour and just stay focused. Everything is going to come together.
And you know, it's this podcast actually that has made me feel the most comfortable. Like with the podcast, I feel like, dang, why did I take so long to do this? Because I feel like this is exactly like when you got that feeling of like, you know, being the purposeful coach and knowing like this is what I have to do. Like I feel like I remember you sending me a text message. You're like, I finally feel like I'm exactly where I need to be. Yeah. That's how I feel with this podcast.
Voice, though, you have that that smooth radio voice. I was like, when you did your introduction, I was like, she practiced. I like it. You got that FM radio voice. You got that radio voice.
I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I really do feel like this is exactly what I should be doing. I'm like, man, all right, God, you make it rain in this one because I love doing it. I love doing it. You know, like
that's great. And it's fun. Like that's exactly where you need to be. And it's all the things that we fight God with the most. That when we finally do it, like, damn, why didn't I do it? Oh my God, okay, God, I'm sorry.
Why didn't I do it before? And I was so scared. And look, because my daughter, because she asked me, she sent me a note. Am I going to talk all day? See, this is rude.
Okay, assistant.
You gonna talk all day? Little rude self came in here, slipped a little note to me. Because she's like, because she wanted to spend time with me. That's what it is. When I left to come in the room to do it, she was like, are you leaving me? And I'm like, I'm gonna be right in the other room. Yeah, but you're not gonna be here. Oh, they love me.
Especially
they love me.
Especially because you're home now. It's like you home now. It's like you got all the time. My daughters be like, what do you do? I'd be like, they be like, you always in your office. I said, you see the rent is paid, you see the light is on, you see you see all of this good stuff you have. That's why I'm in the office all day. Please leave me alone.
Exactly.
I want you to come lay down with me. No, you do not. You don't need me. It's like your time switch from working 8 hours to being
mommying 8 hours.
And I'm like, listen.
Yeah. I love y'all too. I know y'all want to be booed up. My daughter said she want to marry me. First of all, that's impossible. She's like, but I don't want to be with nobody else but you. So can I just be with you all the time? And I'm like, I really love that for you, but I want you to hold on to that when you know when you get the right come around. And you're like, Mom, sorry, I'm in love. You know,
I don't think
you leave me here by myself.
So yeah, but it's an entrepreneurship for the ladies are listening or guys. Entrepreneurship is amazing. It's simply amazing. I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said that we're all born to be entrepreneur because God put something inside of us that the world needs.
Yes.
It's just that the world has doctrined and cultured us so much that we feel like we have to be workers. You can't get me to work again.
That feels like death to me. Like going back to someone's job feels like death. Like I just imagine that terrible.
I would start 10 businesses. I would get EIN for everything. I would do. I would try everything. I would be EIN out.
Yeah. I will Uber before I go clock back into somebody else's job. You understand me?
I will Uber. My son Uber. He makes good money.
He was like, I will Uber and Lyft. Okay, we're going to flip between the two. Uber ain't acting right. We're going to go over here to Lyft.
Pick up the food. Like, are you getting off here? Yes, before I go. Because I love the freedom.
Yeah.
I love that freedom. I just love it. I just love the freedom.
Yep. And you know, for those who make it oh, it seems so glamorous. Like I don't have to do shit. No, you got to do a lot of stuff, right? You got to do all the things. So you can do all the things on your terms. And that is what is so beautiful about it, is that you get to decide. And most of us are smart enough to make all those decisions. We just are so used to somebody else making them for us. It's like a muscle that you have to exercise, and if you're not used to making those executive decisions, then you don't. But when you're in entrepreneurship, you have to. And so that's also a mindset shift that people have to experience, is you're used to taking orders, but now you got to learn how to cultivate, a healthy work environment for your employees, and, all the things that you was tripping on your boss for not doing. Now you got to do it. Step up. See how you do.
I'm like, oh, you can't get this day off. You don't got no PTO.
Wait a second, because then you'll find out just how quickly you are just like your damn boss. Because you'll be like, what? You got to take another day off.
Another day off. My BAs be like, oh, I don't have no electricity. I said, you ain't had none last week. What we doing?
Well, I need you to go find a generator, okay? Exactly. I'm gonna give you, with your Christmas bonus, you're gonna buy a generator.
And I be googling the area. I be like, there's no hurricane in there. I be like, listen, yeah, I'm trying to believe me, but I really want to travel the world and be an entrepreneur. That's one of my things. Like I told my son today, like, listen, give me, damn, the baby's only 8, damn. But I'm going to be like 3 months here, 3 months there, 3 months here, 3 months there.
Yes.
I'm going to be all over the world.
And it's surprisingly affordable to have housing in other places. Like there's a lady that I don't follow her on Instagram, but I, low-key be stalking her page. And she is actually living in Egypt for $300 a month, I think she said, is her rent. And like actually showed what you get, and it's a furnished place. I mean, I'm bougie, so it's not like my status. So I imagine that mine would cost probably like $700. But like yeah, my because I'm bougie. I like my stuff nice. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, for $300 a month. And I'm like, what? That is awesome. So it's more affordable than you think to actually, be able to live abroad for 3 months at a time and really travel. Because you're not just limited to hotels. You can stay in other places, Airbnbs and all those different things, So for anybody out there who's like, oh, I could never, you could.
Yeah.
You absolutely could.
Laptop, you got good Wi-Fi on your laptop, you could work from anywhere.
Yep.
Some apps don't work outside of the U.S. Some, they be like, this is not, depend on the Wi-Fi. I had that issue. I was like, damn, I can't watch my shows. I was like, well, I don't need to watch my shows. Like, Hulu don't work outside the U.S.
Hulu?
It doesn't. Oh. The only way it doesn't. I was going to say.
What about Netflix?
Netflix works outside the U.S. Netflix works in Jamaica. It's like some app, but it's like, even when I was doing payroll, I had to do international QuickBooks or something, but it still went through. So certain things won't work, but it's fine. Once you have Wi-Fi, you can do what you want to do. And that's like the ultimate, like, I'm sitting here in the hotel doing payroll in Jamaica, like, okay, who do I think I am?
And there's so many other places like outside of what we're used to, right? Like, and the thing is, if you don't know, then you don't know what you're missing. So I would challenge someone, if you want to have better in your life, then you need to go on Google and like look up someplace like Jamaica or Aruba, or look up somewhere that you've never been that is international, and like take a deep dive into like looking at all the things, because it is so different than what you're experiencing. And then imagine yourself a year from now. If I start the thing today, because you'll be amazed at what can happen in a year. If I start the thing today, if I stop telling myself I can't do it, I got all this other stuff going on. If I just start, because nobody's asking you to build a business today. We're asking you to start. Start believing in yourself. Start becoming the person that is necessary in order to have all the things you say you want to have. Start that today. And it's not a process. Oh, well, I'm in the process of making the decision. No, make the decision. I am going to become the person that I desire to be. And all these pictures that I'm looking at, I'm going to stick them up on my wall, because I will go there. I will be there. Dubai is on my list, right?
I'm going to for Christmas, honey.
Take me with you.
That's my family trip. We're going to Dubai for Christmas. That's the end of the year. Smash it out. We're going to Dubai for 2 weeks. Like,
oh my gosh, girl. My best friend has like traveled Singapore and Dubai and all these places. And I'm like, okay, so what you're not gonna do is leave me behind. So I'm gonna get it all the way together so that I can travel too.
Yeah,
because I want to go.
Yeah,
I want to go to all the places, you know, and I stick those pictures up. Imagine, because in a year you could actually be living that life. You could be living that life. I recommend that you get support, and support in the means of like someone who is already like more advanced than where you are, you know, invest in coaching. I don't know, like at this point in my life, if I would recommend courses, because I don't feel like courses really have the support to give people what they need.
I think courses have support depending on where you are. If you're already somewhere, I don't think courses are for you to start off, because when you're starting off, you don't have that discipline to do the courses.
Yeah.
When you're starting off, you need somebody to sit like this and be like, hey, A, B, and C. You can't. Yeah. I don't feel like when you're starting off a course can guide you, because it's going to confuse you.
Right. And it's self-study, right? And that's why courses are always like the downsell in most businesses, because really they want to get you into a program where they can work with you, because that's really where you'll see the most impact, you know, the most benefit. So the downsell is, well, okay, I'll teach you the things, but I'm not going to expose you to me or to, you know, necessarily my framework. So I think if people are just starting out and they're really serious about taking their business to the next level, and like a reasonable like time frame, if you want to see that change in a year, then you should probably invest in some type of coaching. Yeah,
definitely.
I would definitely recommend that.
Definitely. That's what changed the game for me. When I started, I used my tax return, girl. I almost had a heart attack. I was like, how my baby going to get summer clothes? My whole tax return, and I invested in a mentor, and that changed the game for me. Like, she changed the game for me. I probably would have still been guessing and Googling and trying to figure it out. But the information she gave me, I was like, Dad, that's not what Google said.
Right. Yep.
I was like, that's what it on Google. But it was so amazing. And from that, you always must invest in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, it's easy to invest in yourself. You're going to get that money back. And if you're worried about the investment and you're worried about spending so much money, that means that you're making money control your decisions. And you should make money control your decisions. You should always control how money works for you.
Yep, because the love of money
is the root of all
specifically, right? Like, we all know the Bible verse. It's the love of money. And we got to stay away from that. We have to get very comfortable with circulating money, like putting it out there, knowing it is coming back. Do not hold on to it, right? Do not be that one, person. I don't know all the Bible verse titles. I know like the story. So don't be the one who was like, I'm going to bury it for you. I got you. When you come back, it's going to be right here. It's safe. I sat on it. I didn't even fart on it. I made sure it was safe and sound. Yeah. Don't be that one. Go out there and multiply it. And the only way to multiply it is to circulate it. So don't be afraid to spend money to better your life, because it is coming back. It is coming back to you.
It will.
1,000-fold. It's coming back.
Every day. You ain't got to worry about it. They print it every day. Enjoy life. Learn how to enjoy life. Learn how to show for yourself. Learn how to be the best of you. Listen, they print it every day.
Yeah. And we saw how they was giving it out, during COVID. We saw they was just giving it out. Well, where y'all get all this from? Because I thought y'all said y'all ain't had none.
Yeah.
That part. All right, girl. It has been amazing speaking with you. I got to go feed these kids. I got to go feed these children. So it has been amazing. And I definitely want to have you back on. Thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Maybe when you're in Africa, hit this. Maybe I'll be in the Bahamas or somewhere.
Yes, girl. Yes, we should do like a live, or we could record in Africa. Why not?
Yeah,
we can record in Africa, and that is the beauty of it, right? Because the computer, all the equipment is going with me, so we can definitely record in Africa. But yeah, I would love to have you on for season 2. I would love it. So thank you so much for doing this. You are amazing.
All right.
Oh, and I will definitely put all the information on how you all can get in contact with Shaneika down in the show notes. But Shaneika, before you go ahead and tell people where they can find you.
So I am on Instagram. That's mostly my playground. My Instagram handle is Shaneika Saddler University. I'm on Facebook, Shaneika Saddler, Shaneika Saddler University. I'm actually building out my signature brand. It's going to be called Shaneika L Saddler Coaching, Speaking, and Consulting Firm. I'm launching that in May. We're going to have the Purposepreneur Academy. We're going to have the Voice of the Purposeful Woman. That's the speaking. And I'm going to be doing some consulting. So I'm actually building that out, and everything will be on my Instagram and my link if you want to connect with me.
Awesome. Oh my God, I'm looking forward to it. All right, girl. Well, thank you so much, and you have a blessed day. Thank you for everyone who's been listening. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.